Hello everyone, this is Namita Chaudhary. Welcome you all in today's session. Today we will read about the secularism. Through this session, you are going to develop the Dalmia core values, which are open-mindedness and justice. Today's first topic is Indian secularism. Secularism in India means equal treatment of all religions by the state. Unlike the Western concept of secularism, which envisions a separation of religion and state, the concept of secularism in India envisions acceptance of religious laws as binding on the state and equal participation of state in different religions. According to Indian Constitution, our country is secular. A secular state can ensure its objectives by following these points. The first point is one religious community should not dominate the other one. The second point is members belonging to one religious community should not dominate those who are in a minority. The third point is the state will never enforce any religion or take away the citizens' religious freedom. So, these are the objectives of the Indian secularism. Indian government is trained to work in different ways to prevent these kinds of dominations. It uses a strategy to keep itself away from religious issues. The government of India does not support any religion, nor it is ruled by one. Several government spaces such as police stations, offices, courts, etc. are not allowed to promote or display any religion. In order to prevent religious domination, the Indian government has adopted a strategy of non-interference to make sure that there is no interference in religious practices and sentiments of all religions are respected. The government makes certain exceptions for a particular community. Sometimes the government of India also uses the strategy of interventions to sort out religious issues. In Hinduism, we come across cases of untouchability. Often, we see that people of the upper castes dominate those belonging to lower castes in different ways. To prevent such cases, our constitution has banned untouchability. The state intervenes in religious cases from time to time if it finds that any social practice excludes or discriminates against those belonging to the society's lower structure. The law immediately takes action if it finds out that fundamental rights of a citizen are being violated on the basis of religion. The Indian government is also known to intervene in certain religious matters by providing them support. According to the constitutions, the religious communities in India have the right to set up their own colleges and schools. On a non-preferential basis, the government can also provide them financial aid. Now, the next topic is how Indian secularism is different from another countries. Some of the above mentioned points regarding the practices of secularism by the Indian government were included from different democratic countries that practice secularism. For example, In the case of the United States, the First Amendment of its Constitution does not allow the legislature to make laws regarding establishment of any religion or prohibit free practice of religion. Here, no preference has been given to one religion. In that country, the separation between religion and state means that none of them can interfere in the matters of one another. However, there is still one difference between the way secularism is practiced in our country and in the US. In the US, there is a strict separation of religion and state. However, in India, the government can interfere in a few religious matters. For example, our government has to interfere in the cases of untouchability from time to time. According to the Indian Constitution, even though the religion and state are not strictly separate, but they have to maintain a safe distance. It means that the state is allowed to interfere in the matters by taking decisions that are based on the ideals laid down by the Constitution. These ideals are in the form of certain standards through which citizens can judge if the government is following the secular principles while taking such decisions. India is a secular country and our government works in different ways to tackle religious domination. The Constitution of India provides fundamental rights to its citizens that are based on secular principles. Although there are some cases where the religious violations of these rights take place, hence, every citizen should be aware of his or her rights. It will enable him or her to take action in such a scenario. So this is the end of the session and we will meet again in the next session. Till then, goodbye, take care, stay home, stay safe.